on, Rangers!
Come on, Rangers! Missed the whole game.
And we are back. Well, sort of. It's December of 2021 and the BOA team is in Creepy Crawley to film a promotional video featuring the players of Charlwood FC. But this isn't quite the team you might remember from such episodes as We're Gonna Kill Them and What's Wrong With Them. Indeed, things have changed in Charlwood, with the club on the brink of extinction following the departure of manager Barks and the retirement of the likes of Lippett, Herdman, Eastoe and many more. The village team's committee managed to fashion a last-minute deal with local Isthmian side Three Bridges, giving new manager and former captain Steven Payne a pool of young talent to cut his managerial teeth on, as painful as that sounds for at least one of those involved in the teeth cutting. If you were concerned that there would be no familiar faces in our return to Charlwood, then fear not, because everybody's favourite winger Jamie Liddell is still here, along with shot stopper Zach Rice and fitness man Ben Davey. The trio are now the elder statesmen of the Charlwood side. So as the young upstarts are put through their paces by fitness expert Anthony Aluko and Wickham hitman Adiakim Femwa, we're asking Zach, Jamie and Payney to give us an update on what's happened in the 6 months since we last visited Charlwood FC.
I was just hanging around to see what was going on. God's honest truth, I probably weren't going to play. I was just doing the pre-season just to get out the house. Yeah, I don't really know how it come about. It was lastminute.com. I think we actually even pulled out the league. But yeah, Three Bridges, so I think it's there under 23s, but they didn't want to play under 23s league because you can't get relegated or promoted. So they wanted a bit of men's football and it's worked out perfect really. And a few of the boys are back, so Liddell, Lewis, Payney's obviously still here, manager now.
Sort of thrown into it a little bit, to be honest. Obviously we had Jack and Charlie at the start of the season. Charlie was sort of carrying it through. Unfortunately, they both decided to call it quits and we were sort of left in limbo a little bit. Kieran sort of asked me if I'd do it for the first week. I was a bit apprehensive, to be honest, but I loved it from the first week, from the minute I was involved in the training room. Yeah, it's been great.
I was really ready probably to knock it on the head actually. Then Charlwood were about to fold and I came to the first couple of sessions here with the new boys and the young lads, and it was an absolute breath of fresh air, you know, not getting any younger. My legs don't work as well as they used to, and having the young lads around, it's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, some of them are younger than my daughter, so it's pretty crazy.
Oh, plenty of energy, mate. Yeah, none of this running out of legs last half hour. Yeah, which is a bonus, because that's what we found towards the end with Barks. The boys, we were just getting outrun. Average age of 36 or something like that. I was the youngest.
We're quite far behind in terms of games because of the start to the season. We started late because of the position the club was in during pre-season, where we wasn't sure if we was actually going to be able to carry on. So the league gave us a couple of games off before we had to start. So we're actually about 5 games behind at the moment, but we've only lost 2 all season. If we haven't got any injuries or suspensions, at our best, we could beat anyone in that league, definitely.
Two months later, the BOA team join up with Charlwood again, this time to film their fixture against Upper Beeding, a team Barks' ageing side could never seem to beat. And the memories of match day come flooding back, as Chairman James Squires helps Gaffer Payney out with the pre-match rituals of putting up the fence and the dugouts, and of course, getting dogs off the pitch.
So what's changed since we were last here?
Manager obviously is a big one. So you saw us at the end of last season when Barks went the other way. We've then had a couple of different managers come in for varying lengths of time. They haven't worked out really in the end. We had some real trouble, to be honest. We weren't sure we were even going to have a team here. So it was hard getting a manager in and hard keeping them here really. But we've ended up in a really good place with club captain Steven Payne taking over as manager now. He's doing a great job. We're working with a lot more younger lads, So the fitness is really showing through on that front. We've got some real quality playing here now. We're hoping for bigger and brighter things really, and to start looking to make that step up. The thing is, we're at this level now, but we want to be in the next year or two at the next step, and at the next step other teams are paying players, so we can't be expecting our players to come and pay their £8 or £5 to get a run out if they could be playing for the opposition and making sort of some beer money basically. If the opportunity comes up and we do get to a position where promotion is realistic, then we'll need to move one season in advance to a ground share where they do have the facilities that's required at the step above. It's a shame, we do love playing here. We've got a good relationship with everyone here, but these facilities, as good as they are, hold us back in this league now if we are going to look to step up.
Yeah, so we're down Kieran's got COVID, so we're down a volunteer today, so just me and James doing the setup, which is going to be hard work, but because obviously we've got to do the dugouts, do the roping off of the pitch, lads do the goals and stuff, but...
So what's the deal with the team? When do you know what players you've got?
So we normally have a chat with Jamie Krillin on either Wednesday or a Thursday, and he basically says who he wants to come with us, and then I normally send the squad out on a Thursday. We've got a core, probably 14, that are always with us. Right. Then we have one or two that fluctuate, basically go with the first team or stay with us.
Is that frustrating, or is it just you accept it because that's inevitable?
No, we just accept that, it's inevitable. I mean, you can't complain because every player that we have is quality. So, I mean, we've had some games where I felt like we were a little bit weak, but still won the game. So you can't complain. So similar tactics to Barks from the defending corners.
Yes, as you were putting the board together, I was thinking, I guess players, not just you in the case of Barks, but I guess players in general follow what they've learned from their management, and your most recent manager was obviously Barks, so
yeah.
Even just putting the board together, you're like, well, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? Like,
yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's a few things that I've learned from, obviously we've got Tom and I've had Kieran Fort with us some weeks as well, and I learned some stuff from them. They've obviously done a lot of coaching and managing in their time, but yeah, I mean, obviously I can only go on what I've been taught previously or who I've worked under, so you've got your own ideas, but you just try and keep it as simple as possible, really. We obviously only train for an hour a week, so you can't work on too much. So we just try and keep it as simple as possible. They're all very young, do you know what I mean? I think everybody on there, or everybody in the starting 11, bar Ben and Zach, are under 23. I mean, you got. He's under 18. He plays for the under 18s. He's an under 18. He's an under 18. And then these lads are like 20, 22. He's only 18. He's just finished. I think he might be 16 or 17. So, and then this guy is 38. I don't mind this bit in the actual. Yeah, like you say, in the room is a bit different, but I mean, those dugouts and doing those goals and stuff, it's just it's just very, very tiring before you've even got going, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I do have an assistant, Tom. He was the Free Bridges under 18. He was a Free Bridges under 18 manager. He's been at Free Bridges for a long time, and he just come along, helps out. He can't be here every week, but the majority of the weeks he's here. He's been very, very helpful. Should be an interesting game today because they're only one space below us. They've had not in great form, but they're quite a physical side, and we only sort of a narrow 1-0 victory against them last time.
Come back, buddy.
Oh my God. I think we might need a support.
Going well.
Right now, quick.
sort of stood there and let him shoot. And I was like, that's really bad.
I'm so busy now, I just don't get time to wash my boots.
I've got 4 pairs.
Listen up then boys, listen up. Let's go through the team. Zach in goal. Captain today with no Lewis. Where is that? Oh, is there? Oh, fully deserved. Obviously Lewis isn't here, so he is vice captain. Been brilliant, mate. How many clean sheets have you had this season? I've lost count. Everything you've done, distribution, talking, class, mate. Ethan and Joel back in the middle. We've had a few games together. Not lost as far as I'm aware. Joel, you've been fucking brilliant, mate. Right back last week, back into centre back this week. Brilliant. Goal scoring machine, Ethan Cowdrey. Can't stop scoring, non-stop. Again, come back in, do what you've been doing. All right. Don, mainstay at left back. Where is he? He's there. There he is. Just one thing to just say from last week. Obviously, you want to get forward all the time. Every time the ball's in the centre back, you want to get forward. Don't go too far forward when they've got it there. If you can come back 10 yards, get the ball there, pop it into the middle, and then get further forward. Yeah, all right. I was absolutely badgering this fella the other week in the pub when I was out him to put one of your free kicks on a bunch of amateurs. He'll have no fucking excuse today to put one in the top corner. All right. Ben Davey coming straight back in, solid, hasn't lost a game since he's been at the club. Jeez. Probably a bit of luck in that, but yeah, well done.
He's only played 1 game.
Maybe 5 minutes. 30 seconds more like.
Harvey, again, back in the 4. I mean, I've probably run out of superlatives to say about you, mate, every single week. 8, 9 out of 10, non-stop. Give the ball to him. Now, one thing that Tom said last week, we didn't pop the ball into him enough last week. Get the ball into Harvey, he'll either give it you back or he'll give it to somebody else. He will not lose the ball. I'll be honest, boys, what I was going to say at the start, I'm pretty certain, as far as I can remember, this is the strongest 16 I've had since I've taken over. And it's getting harder and harder each week to pick an 11. So, if you get a shirt, make sure you don't lose it, alright? Same messages as always on here. Don. I don't know that, but that is absolutely madness.
That is atrocious! Tackle, fuck it off!
Just one thing, I mean, I noticed this week, by accident, when I was looking at the league table, we are top goal scorers in the whole league, sitting 4th with probably 5 games in hand. That tells everything you need to know. But imagine how many more goals we would have if we were more clinical. I mean, everybody could say from last week we probably could have had 6, 7, 8 goals. So you won't get as many opportunities against teams like this, or teams that are above, or like we played against Cockford. People remember from the game that we played against them last time, they were very, very physical. They've got 3 big lads in the middle, 1 big lad up top, and they will put it about. So it will be a battle today, boys. And realistically, that's the only way that they can beat us, by trying to fucking bully us, because they're not going to play better football than us. All right? Go out there, good warm up. Let's get going. All right? Come on. Come on.
Nagi's run up 14.
They seem like a nice bunch. They seem like a confident bunch, and I've seen confidence, not arrogance, up there.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get on the right side of that line?
Well, we've won 6 games in a row now, so it's very difficult not to be arrogant. Some of them have been quite one-sided victories as well, so it's very difficult. But you just got to keep drumming that into them each week, because otherwise, I mean, we have had one game. We had one, actually our last game here, where I think we was going for a good spell, and then people got a bit overconfident, and we actually lost the game. But we haven't lost one since then, so you just got to keep saying I just keep saying the same message each week, so that it embeds in them and they follow it through, basically. It feels totally different, and I think it would be much harder if I did that and I took over that group from last season. It would be 10 times harder, and I don't think I'd enjoyed it as much. Not because I don't love those lads, obviously I do, I played with them forever, but as you well know, we was reaching the end of the line struggling to get a team together each week, wasn't training, whereas this group, they're all young, turn up for training each week. Very rarely will someone say, I'm not available this week. They're hungry, they want to win, they want to learn. So it just makes it a lot easier for me. I expect it to be physical because it was certainly the last time we played them. We beat them 1-0 last time, but it was a very, very tight game. And I think what they will try and do, and what a lot of teams have tried to do this season, is try and bully us, because they see us a young side. We're quite a small side, other than Ethan and Ben really. We are, most players in that 11, and Zach, we're all quite small, so they will probably see that as their tactic, try and kick people up in the air, try and get the ball up high, crosses into the box, all that sort of stuff. Whereas we'll get the ball down, get the ball wide, and try and get as many balls in the box as we can. John, do you want to say a few words first?
Just quickly, reflection on last week. I know a few of you are a little bit miffed off after last week, and Payney was right in what you're saying. You know, you can only beat what's in front of you. I think what for me to reflect on last week, as a team, we need to play the style of football we're being asked to play, rather than go and adjust that to the opposition. For me, I think we adjusted our shape a little bit too much for the opposition, expecting we could go and score a few more. And that's kind of what we did against that Brighton Electricity side the other week, in the first half. And I come in the change room at half time and said, you all played really well, it's not in the shape you've been asked to. And we went out and smashed it totally second half. Go out and do the jobs you've been asked to do, and play the football we know you can, and there's not a team in this league that can beat you.
Yeah, boys, I mean, I'm not going to add too much to that. I don't feel like I need to G you up every week. You know what we need to do. You know we're on a massive run, six wins from 6, but that means nothing at the end of the season if we don't continue it. We have to win pretty much every game if we want to win this league. We can't have any slip-ups. That's not me putting pressure on you, that's the reality. But you're all more than good enough to win each game. You should be able to go out there, win each week, and not feel any pressure. So let's go, 7 wins, we want 7, come on, let's go!
We'd be lying to you if we said that we knew any more than 3 names of the people on the pitch, especially as Jamie Liddell is starting on the bench. So while we wait for some WhatsApp messages to come back, we'll do our best to keep you informed of the action. We certainly recognise the beading left-back in the headband, for former Charlwood winger Ollie Tennant once tried to break the poor chap's leg. One thing certainly hasn't changed. Zach's distribution remains on point, picking out Adil Rahman, whose header gives Noel Leighton the first shot of the match. Payney's team like to get the ball out wide and put crosses into the box. It's an approach that works, with Three Bridges first teamer Michael Wilson getting the second ball on this one. Charlwood are having all of the early ball, dropping in crosses like they're marking literally any of my school coursework. And like that coursework, it's getting them nowhere, particularly the science stuff and the maths and most of the English. Who the hell are those guys? The Charlwood pitch has certainly seen better days, having never recovered from that COVID era where it went dry and bobbly. Michael Wilson's shot flies over and sounds like it hits a car. He can count himself fortunate, the owner wasn't nearby.
Rich, do you want me to follow the game now or stay on Payney?
Claire, you were supposed to be following the game 10 minutes ago.
All the match, Claire, all the match.
Up a beating make a rare foray into the Charlwood half, but the young home side are too well organised to concede a chance. With Don Street's trusty left foot on the dead balls, Charlwood have a key advantage. His in-swinger gives Jamie Waghorn a chance to impress with an acrobatic effort. When apparent preschooler Harvey Woolhard slips the ball off the pitch, we're reminded that we're quite a long way from Dorking. To Charlwood's credit, they seem keen to play the ball out from the back. On an unforgiving pitch, they do their best to keep the passes short in an effort to build up a controlled opening. Central midfielder Woolhard might struggle to get onto every ride at Thorpe Park, but he's fierce in the challenge and expert at keeping the ball moving. Charlwood keep the pressure up. Wilson and Leighton are looking to shoot on sight, but the beating keeper is hardly being tested. Left-back Justin Gregory is a veteran of the lower leagues, having plied his trade at Stevenage and Crawley, so he perhaps should have known better than to give Don Street a free kick opportunity. Payney has indeed been begging a bunch of amateurs to post a Don Street free kick on our TikTok channel, but that most certainly won't be featuring. Don Street does like to get forwards from left-back, but a robust challenge from, let me check my messages, Harley Dunlop soon puts him in his place. Charlwood veteran Ben Davey glides forwards to create the best opening just before half-time, and despite a good first touch from Rahman, he's unable to test Charlie Hewitt.
Honest assessment of what we've done so far, probably first 10-15 minutes we were guilty of just punting the ball long. I don't know why, I don't know whether it was the pitch or whether we felt we was under pressure or whatever, but every time we got the ball seemed to be going long. Now, I know the pitch is fucking shit out there, I appreciate that, and it is difficult to play football, but when we did start playing football, that's when we were creating stuff. Getting the ball wide to Yassin, getting the ball wide to Gee, and not Yassin, sorry, to Adil, and then to Gee. A bit of success there. So, I mean, obviously that's what we want to do. That's what we need to do. We need to be playing around them. If we keep pumping the ball up in the air, we're playing into their hands. They're just gobble that up. I mean, I know we're winning our headers in the back line, but they're winning most things if it goes up in the air in their box. So, we've got to just keep playing our football. I mean, if we're say in the right back area or the right wing area and it's too tight, open up, go out the other side. Just keep playing left to right till the opportunities come. I think we all know that we're much the better footballing side out there, but we've got to do a lot more to score a goal. We haven't really created a clear-cut chance yet. But a few crosses into the box. One thing that's getting very frustrating is when we do get it into the box and the ball drops around the 6-yard box, no one seems to be there to fucking put it in the net. We can all raise our game out there. I think everybody knows that. No one can say they're playing out their skin out there. No one can say they're having their best game. But it's still only 0-0, and we've got more than enough out there to win this game. Right? Tom?
You're by far the better side. You're going to come against teams that when you play, you've just got to be patient. And today, you're not quite gelling as well as you have done in the past. And you've got another 45 minutes. 0-0, it reflects badly on your performance, I think you've played well. You've played the ball through the midfield very well. Pinging it in through Michael, Harvey in the middle there and Wags. You've created some good opportunity. You haven't used the width as much as you could have. I think partly the fullbacks are getting on a little bit too high. I said to Donny earlier on, just delay your runs a little bit, because when the ball does bobble down, sometimes you're a little bit too far advanced to actually take a touch to have another shot or delivery.
We're not going to blow every team away, boys. We're not going to go out there, score 2-3 goals in the first half. Exactly as Tom said, we've just got to stay patient and we'll win the game, alright? Let's go. Come on, boys. Come on.
After a first half that was pretty much void of any true incidents, Upper Beeding are about to do their best to make the match and this episode more entertaining. Beading's attempts to build from the back are thwarted by Waghorn, allowing Sam Gunn and goalkeeper Hewitt to combine and give us what every football fan craves, an indirect free kick 5 yards from goal.
Boys, you've got to lay that!
Rarely will you see a free kick as memorable as this one. It's the kind of action that makes us feel glad that we brought 12 cameras down to the game. The game is becoming increasingly physical, with neither side able to come up with a defence-splitting pass. Instead, all we can bring you is a series of tackles, and this foul, which again gives Don Street the chance to show us what Payney has been banging on about.
Microphone on the manager.
Oh my God, that's it. Yeah! That's it! Come
on! Don Street's free kick sails past goalkeeper Charlie Hewitt, and we finally understand what Payney has been trying to tell us. This lad can hit a free kick. The goal brings confidence to the Charlwood players, who press for an immediate second. If James Waghorn was able to hit the target, that might be a realistic prospect. Charlwood do manage to force the ball over the line again, but the referee feels Noel Leighton leveraged extra hang time by propelling himself off the defender's shoulders. We're not entirely convinced that was the case, but we like the ref, so we'll leave that alone.
Ref! Ref! Well done, mate.
With 20 minutes left on the clock, Jamie Liddell finally gets a chance to show us that he's still got it in the locker. And within seconds, he takes on a typical Jamie Liddell left wing right foot effort. That one didn't test the keeper, but now he's on the pitch, the ball is magnetically attracted to him. So when Hewitt makes a mess of a clearance, it inevitably lands at the feet of the lively winger. Hewitt seems intent on giving Jamie opportunities to roll back the years. Darren Badir conjures up a through ball for Jamie to latch onto.
Head up, Jay! Head up!
With Jamie letting Beading off the hook, the visitors come forward in search of a late equaliser. Justin Gregory, the only man on the pitch older than Jamie, belies his near half-century of years to open up a chance from the left-hand side. Don Street's attempted block turns into a late challenge, and he offers Beading a chance to score a free kick of their own. Fortunately for Charlwood, they're really bad at free kicks. Still, with only minutes left, Upper Beading are in the ascendancy and giving the young Charlwood side a stern test. Substitute Yassin Ainine needs a counter-attack, playing a give and go with Darren Badir, but it doesn't work. Fortunately, someone is loitering to pick up the loose ball. After a series of missed chances and 2 years of complaining to a bunch of amateurs that we rarely showed his best moments, Jamie sums up his 20-odd years in amateur football with a cameo that ends with one of the best finishes we'll see this season.
Woo!
We fucking got there in the end, boys. We said it was going to be hard work. We said we were going to have to be patient, and we were. We're not going to smash every team. We're not going to roll everyone over. But it shows that we can grind results out and win ugly. I fucking made up for Liddell, even though he's gone, to get that winner. Yeah, there's fucking nothing sweeter than getting a last minute winner, especially when there's a lot of mouth going on and a lot of niggle in the game. For me today, I'm going to give man of the match. It was absolutely solid throughout. Played through the Payne barrier, second half. Joel Mann. Get the fuck in there, boys! Come on! Yeah, loved it, mate. I mean, it was touch and go for a little while. I think second half, we go in at half time 0-0, and to be honest, what I said to them at half time is we didn't create that many chances, that many clear-cut chances. So going out second half, we just told them to be patient, just to try and just to nick that goal. Obviously the free kick puts everyone's mind at rest, maybe makes us relax a little bit, but then we started to give away quite a few silly free kicks ourselves. All the time it's 1-0, you never know. Liddell misses that 1-1, could have been 2-0. So yeah, it was touch and go for a little while, but I'm absolutely made up for Liddell getting that last minute goal. Obviously he's going to be disappointed not starting and missing the 1-1, but there's nothing better than scoring in the last minute, so yeah.
I'm Don. Was a Bridges 23, and then obviously we've got linked with Charlwood as they had shortage of players, so come down here and hopefully win the league. It's much more physical. Obviously you've got your lads that have played at that level and then are coming down, and we're obviously going the other way, and it's more physical than technical. Kind of, we have to try and not get kicked around the place and sort of take it, really.
Do you know what? I'm absolutely loving it. I've missed. I went down and helped Barks a little bit at Holland Sports, and my missus got pregnant. Well, she was pregnant, so we had a baby, so I couldn't play, couldn't really commit. I worked with Payney, I PT him, and it coincided with him kind of looking for like some perhaps more senior players. They've got an incredibly young group of players. You know, it was a very late call that we kind of managed to keep the club going, because the club was about to fold. There was going to be no club, so I'm delighted because this means so much to a lot of people. Payney, you know, I'm delighted it kept going, and we've gone on to be doing really well. That was our 7th win on the bounce today, so yeah, enjoying it.
Well, yeah, and obviously, like I say, most of them, I mean, what did we have today? We had 5 or 6 under-18s today. They just want to learn, and it's not necessarily learning from me. They might not get everything they learn from me, but they want to learn on the pitch. They want to play adults. That's part of the process here. Like, the reason these 16, 17-year-old lads are out there playing adults football is to prepare them for a higher level, ultimately, or to go up to another level with us. So everyone does listen, everyone takes on what you say, everyone gives it their all. So
Payney is definitely still like, he wants to, don't know how to say it, managerial wise, it's like he's still a player. Like, he's that buzz around the changing room. Some managers will just grill you out and leave. He's always laughing, always wants the best out of us, and joins in on training if he has to, gets himself on the bench.
Yeah, no, I'm just loving playing. Like, this is a solid level for me. You know, I'm 31, so yeah, like it's a buzz to play every week and get fit, and I find that I'm growing into. I played I think I joined and started maybe 6 games ago, yeah, each week you get a little bit fitter and feel a little bit stronger and enjoy it a little bit more because of that, I think. So yeah.
Is that what it is? Do you practice that kind of free kick every day?
Yeah, so I normally practice one going one side, one going the other, and then see where the goalie goes. I know this goalie anyway, so I knew that he moves his feet a lot and moved over because he didn't trust the wall. So I want to win. Even though I play left back, I want to score goals. And once you've done one, then they expect all of them to go in. So yeah, ish. But if I don't hit it, then there's always more.
And how far can Charlwood go this season, do you think?
The league and cup, we're going for them both. So yeah, win the league, win the cup. We've got an easy semi-final, or easier semi-final coming up. but got to take every game as it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I ultimately to do anything in my first season as manager would be amazing. So yeah, I'm just enjoying every minute really. Well, I say every minute, probably about 80 to 90. I wasn't enjoying it today. I was just sort of gritting my teeth, but yeah, it's good at the end. That Liddell goal made it better. Yeah.
Thanks for going back to Charlwood with us. If you want to hit like and subscribe, that helps us a lot, and leave a comment. It doesn't really matter what you say, just try and make it something nice.